everybody, I'm Tim Ward and welcome back to Garden Sense. Well, it was another busy week as I was getting emails about lawns, about gardens, and a number of emails about winter damage, frost damage, because some of our viewership area has had a lot of really cold nights, and we're starting to see the effects of that on the plants. In any case, I've got 3 questions that we're going to review here today, so buckle up everybody, let's jump right in. The first question today is from Chris. Tim, today we bought several plants. I was thinking about applying Kickstart to them after I plant them. Would I just soak them with Kickstart via the ortho spreader set on the 1 ounce setting, or would I need a different setting? Do I apply the Kickstart a different way since these are plants and not grass? All right, so good question. Now, one of the beauties of Kickstart is that it can be applied as a soil drench or as a foliar spray. So in terms of the new plants that you're putting in, once they're in, absolutely put down Kickstart. I would really soak the soil really well, and then I would actually spray them down. And yes, you can absolutely use the same setting with your ortho sprayer, which is set to 1 ounce. That's, again, the beauty of Kickstart is the same application rate goes for all plants, regardless of whether it's your lawn, in your garden, trees, shrubs, whatever. So go ahead, put down Kickstart, and again, because we're trying to make sure that those plants really start to thrive and take off, I would actually use Kickstart at least once a week for the next 4 to 6 weeks to really give those roots the best chance of getting established. The next question is from Peter. Tim, what would you do about a lot of anthills on your lawn? All right, so really short question and an even shorter answer. Mite and insect control. Now, this is a great product. We sell a decent amount of it over at rosensonline.com, and we do that because it's a very versatile product. You can use it on your lawns, you can use it on your trees, on your shrubs. It also works well on certain ornamentals. So again, it's a really effective insect preventer as well as a killer, and if you put it down at the proper rate, it should give you 5 to 6 weeks of no ants. So head over to rosensonline.com and pick up mite and insect control. We've got it in a couple of different sizes. You'll be really glad you did. The final question for today is from Scott. Tim, I have an Oakleaf Holly that was planted in 2023 and no issues until this spring when I noticed the ends of the leaves, especially new growth, looks burnt. Would you have any recommendations on the problem? I recently fertilized it with garden trust, but not sure if that will help, or would something like copper assist? All right, so based on the picture and because of the fact that it's really impacting new growth, my guess is this is some type of winter burn or, freeze damage. A lot of our viewership has had some very cold nights. The nights have been unseasonably cold in parts of the mid-Atlantic, and I've probably had 30 to 40 emails in the last 2 to 3 weeks. People complaining about the tips of their plants starting to turn brown. The leaves are coming out deformed. Guys, the fact is a lot of those buds were damaged because of the really unusually cold weather. And I think that's what you're dealing with here. Now, there is an off chance that it does have some type of a disease in addition to maybe that winter burn. So what I would actually recommend is instead of putting down copper, I would put down Monterey's Complete Disease Control. It's available over at Rosens Online. This is a preventative as well as a curative product, so it's really useful. So even if you're not trying to cure a disease, you can go ahead and put it down to help prevent diseases over the course of the summer. Again, it's available over at Rosens Online. As far as garden trust, yep, absolutely, you can put it down. Sounds like you already did. I would also give it some Kickstart, again, because Kickstart is going to strengthen that root system and allow it to take in that nutrition that garden trust is putting into the soil. The good news is if it is like a winter burn, then chances are the leaves are just going to be shed naturally by the holly bush. If any leaves look really bad, though, obviously you can prune them back. But again, this is unfortunately the result of just some of those really freezing nights that we've had in the mid-Atlantic area. And the buds on those trees were obviously impacted, and so that's why the new growth looks the way it looks. All right, everybody, just a couple final thoughts before we wrap up this week's video podcast. Folks, probably the second most popular email that I have received over the course of the last 3-4 weeks is regarding Plant Trust. Everybody wants to know when Plant Trust is going to be back in stock. And sadly, I don't have an exact date for you. I know that ProTrust is hoping to actually be able to manufacture this product around May 20th. So if that's the case, I would say, we should have our shipment in by the end of May. That's, again, best case scenario. So until I have a formal date from you, it's still up in the air. As soon as I know for sure, or at least when it actually comes in our door, I'll send out an email blast and everyone will know that it's back in stock. I know that the time is now to put it down for a lot of you because of the types of plants that you have. So I really do understand the frustration. I know ProTrust is really frustrated that they can't manufacture it yet. So just hang in there. It is going to arrive. It's just an issue of when. It's kind of in the similar boat with Gallery. Gallery will also be able to be produced around that same time as well. But again, that window for even using Gallery is going to be passed by the time we get it, which is why I'm telling all of you it's not going to really be available or needed until that late summer, early fall time frame. Now, folks, I've also gotten a lot of emails about image. There was some concern about whether or not we were going to be able to have image because some of our suppliers were really pushing back on getting it to us in quantities. Well, we've come to an arrangement and we are actually going to have it restocked. I just don't know when. So it is going to be arriving. It has been formally ordered and that order has been confirmed. But again, it's not here yet. I wouldn't expect it for another week or two at least, but it is coming back because I know, again, Image is such a great weed killer. Everybody uses it. I use it. It's really, really powerful, so I know why you guys want it. The good news is we should have it back in stock when that summer hits, and some of these weeds are really going to start taking off if they haven't already in the next several weeks. Hopefully we'll have it back in stock by then. Folks, I've already mentioned the product a couple of times, but again, Kickstart is a really, really great product to start putting down, especially if you're planting new trees, new shrubs, you're putting in a new lawn. That's when you want to use Kickstart because of the way it positively impacts the root system of plants. So head over to Rosen's Online and pick up some Kickstart. It's a really popular product. We sell a ton of it. It's really effective. I personally use it and I love it. So again, head over to rosensonline.com and make sure you pick up some Kickstart. Folks, as always, make sure you send your questions directly to me, tim@rosensonline.com. If I get your email, I will respond. I know that there are some weeks where I get a little bit behind, and then some weeks it seems like I'm on top of it. The day it comes in, I'm able to go ahead and answer it. It really just depends on the volume of email I have to deal with each and every day. So make sure you send that email, again, directly to me, tim@rosensonline.com. Folks, I hope that all of you ladies out there had a wonderful Mother's Day this past weekend. I hope that all of you have a great weekend coming up. God bless.